Well, the Halos continue the celebration of the 10th anniversary of the 2000 World Championship team this week. Scott Spezio throughout the ceremonial first pitch. He'll be joining us a little bit later on, but tonight it is game number 1 of a 4-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays as we check out the standings in both the American League West and as well as the American League Wild Card. Baltimore and Tampa Bay sitting atop of the wild card position. The Halos at the start of the day, a game and a half back. Texas won earlier tonight, so it's a must-win as far as the division is concerned. As the Angels started the day, we're 6 back. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. Victor Rojas along with my partner Mark Gubza. And as we just pointed out, a very important series against the Tampa Bay Rays, a team in which the Angels really have struggled against this season. Just a 1-5 record.
Yeah, the Rays have pitched exceptionally well, whether it's the starters or their bullpen, and they've made some solid defensive plays, although when you look at their overall numbers, defensively, it's not real strong, but they've scored just enough runs to be able to win, 5 of the first 6 games against the Angels. But the reality is the Angels are starting to play a little bit better. They're swinging the bats much better at this point. Of course, the pitching is better also. And Mark Trumbo, for me, is a guy that can swing the bat. It can change the course of what this team can do offensively. And he's hit well in his last 4 games. He's made some adjustments. Talking to him about just starting to hit the ball up the middle and still trying to drive the ball to right center field. Price is a guy that has a lot of good fastballs away. If he gets a couple shots to right center, bring him inside and turn on some of those fastballs, he should be successful tonight.
Trumbo had a multi-hit game for the first time since last Wednesday, so hopefully he continues to go on and swing the bat well against David Price. David Price will be opposed by Dan Herron, and the Angels over the last 2 days have gotten very good starts, one from Zach Greinke, and then last night, of course, Irvin Santana.
Victor, I'm always been a big believer in the fact is once you have starters start to pitch deep into games, it's a kind of a trend. You try to one-up each other. It's friendly competition, and because of the fact that Zach Greinke goes 7, Irvin goes 7, look for Dan Herron to do the same. Jared Weaver's been doing his job the entire season. It's the other 4 guys now you look for to go out there and put up some numbers. Dan Herron's been outstanding in his career versus Tampa, 7-3 with an ERA 2.60. Opponent's batting average is 202. Big thing for him. He's got to get reacquainted with that split finger fastball. He went away with that the other day with Chris Iannetta behind the plate. Utilize that pitch tonight.
No, we're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. We'll bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Halos and the Tampa Bay Rays get ready to tangle in game number 1 of a 4-game series. For the Rays, this is game number 118. For the Angels, it is game number 119. The Halos with a 62-56 record, picking up that series win over the Cleveland Indians last night. The finale, or they should say the final. It was the finale of the season series against Cleveland, but 8-4 was the final. Halos 17 runs over the last 2 ball games, so the offense starting to click once again. And last night they did it without Albert Pujols and without Howie Kendrick. Howie's been swinging the bat better of late. Albert got back into the swing of things, no pun intended, with the multi-hit game that he had in Tuesday's contest. 4 runs batted in with a double and a home run, and he is back in the lineup. Joe Madden.
Mike Scioscia always having fun.
Absolutely, as if Joe needs the explanation of the ground rules here at the
It's his first time here.
Yeah, it is his first time. And perfect timing, too, as the Angels 2002 team will be inducted in the Hall of Fame on Saturday. Let's check out Joe's lineup. They are third in the East, 7 games back. As we pointed out, they are tied with Baltimore atop the wild card lead in the American League. Desmond Jennings leading things off. He's in left field. B.J. Upton is in center. Matt Joyce is in right. Evan Longoria, the Downey, California product, is back in the lineup. Cleanup hitter serving as the DH. Ben Zobrist is the shortstop. Jeff Keppinger gets the start at third base. Carlos Pena is at first. Ryan Roberts, we last saw him at third base, is playing second base tonight. And Jose Molina is batting ninth and doing the catching as they take on Dan Herron. Herron comes into this one with an 8-9 record, a 4.68 ERA. We mentioned that 1-5 record against the Rays. Dan picked up the win. That was the last time the Rays were in town.
And we just mentioned, too, also his great numbers in his career versus the Rays. And, I talked to Dan in between starts. Last time out, struggled. First time he had thrown to Chris Iannetta since back in May. So these two got together throughout this entire week in between the start to get back into what kind of pattern he wants to go after these Rays hitters with. Fastball's been good, cut fastball, but get back to his slider, split finger fastball, and occasional curveball.
Let's check out the defense for Herron tonight. Behind him, we will have Vernon Wells in left, Mike Trout at center, Torrey Hunter in right field. The infield consists of Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols, with Chris Iannetta doing the catching.
And Vernon Wells out in left field for the Angels tonight. That's a good coverage in that left field position, especially with a number of these left-handed batters with pitches away from Dan Herron, or that fastball inside. Should be very active in that left field position. No errors in left field for Vernon this year.
Mentioned that Herron made that start on July 27th right here at the Big A. Went 6 innings plus 2 batters. Gave up a run on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and that was when he picked up his 8th win. As he delivers a strike on Desmond Jennings, hitting .254 on the season. 9 home runs and 34 runs batted in as the breaking pitch is in for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Jennings 5 for 9 in the series against the Seattle Mariners, a 3-game set that ended up with the perfect game yesterday afternoon at Safeco. This one rolled foul up the line.
So already you could see establishing the game with Iannetta and Herron. A couple sliders and a split finger fastball. Didn't throw many of those pitches at all last time out.
Jennings with very good speed. Fouls this one straight back. And it's still a no ball 2 strike count. Mentioned that last time out his start was against the Seattle Mariners on the 11th right here. 3 1/3, 7 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks and no strikeouts. It's one of 2 games in which he did not register a punch out, as this one's bounced up the line foul. His other game in which he did not throw or pick up a strikeout was on May the 8th at Minnesota. And that was also a short outing for Dan, 3 2/3, giving up 5 runs.
Facing a hot hitter here in Jennings. 11 games in the month of August in .386. He's pretty solid as far as getting his swing back himself.
0-2, just a little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's a lineup that has been without Evan Longoria. He missed 85 games with a tear in his left hamstring. Swing and a miss. Down goes Jennings. There is out number 1, and Longoria is still dealing with that, and that's why you see him playing or serving as the DH tonight. Hey, today's broadcast is on AFN. That's the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We welcome you to our broadcast, and as always, we thank you for your service. B.J. Upton takes a breaking pitch down and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Upton hitting .243 on the year. 13 home runs and 49 runs batted in. 300 on base percentage. For a long time used as a leadoff man, but he has bounced around up and down this lineup for Joe Madden as he's trying to kind of figure things out offensively, especially without Longoria. This is a Rays team that is 12th in batting average at .233, 10th in home runs, 12th in runs scored. So as they enter the home stretch here the last month and a half of the season, they get a little pop in that lineup with Longoria back in there. Swing and a miss. He committed to that swing on the breaking pitch 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're a team that has to be creative to be able to score runs. They steal bases. They go first to third, similar to what you see from the Angels over the years. Joe Madden believes in that style of baseball.
Down in the dirt. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes, but they do have the best pitching staff in the American League. 3.32 staff ERA. The starters at 3.46. Their relievers at 3.01. 2-2 on the way. A full count. Matt Joyce on deck. 1 out here in the first. Here's the 3-2. Little chopper. Committed to that swing as well. Eyeball. Throw out up to 2 outs.
A good start here for Dan Herron. Ground ball out and a strikeout. That first batter Jennings with that strikeout. Dan Herron 100 strikeouts on the season. That's 8 straight years for Herron with 100 or more strikeouts. You talk about consistency. You always put that name Dan Herron in that as far as consistent with innings and strikeouts.
Injury-plagued season for Dan Herron, which is a rarity for him.
Yeah, first time on the disabled list this year when he went down with the back issues.
He's retired the first 2 batters here in Jennings via the strikeout. Upton on the ground out. Here's Joyce, the right fielder. Sees that pitch just down and away. Joyce hitting .269 this season. 14 home runs, 44 runs batted in. At his career high 12-game hitting streak snapped on Tuesday. That evens a count at 1-1. Tampa product. Originally in the Tigers system. That pitch misses down and in. It's 2 balls and a strike. Angels defensively playing Joyce as a pull hitter, not a complete overshift as that pitch misses down and in. It's 3 balls and a strike. Ibar almost directly back up the middle. Callas with that shortstop position. More muggy night here at the Big A. As this one's lifted in the air toward right center field. Trout and Hunter. It looks like Mike Trout calls off Torrey. Dan Herron has himself a 1-2-3 first. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Trout, Hunter, and Pujols face David Price when we return. No score. Tonight's game, it'll be Mike Trout leading things off at center field. Torrey Hunter is in right. Albert Pujols back at first base. Mark Trumbo will serve as the DH and cleanup hitter, so no Kendrys Morales tonight. Howie Kendrick is back at second base. Alberto Callasco at third. Vernon Wells is at left. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, and Chris Sinetta doing the catching. And he will bat ninth as they take on the 26-year-old left-hander native of Nashville, Tennessee. His name is David Price.
And one of the best pitchers in the American League. Fastball 93 to 97. Good cut fastball. There's a curveball and a changeup. A lot more off-speed pitches for David Price this year as compared to in the past. A lot of fastballs. Even though he has a good one, he sometimes got into fastball counts and threw it and got hurt.
Let's check out the defense behind Price, Jennings, Upton, Joyce from left to right in the outfield. Keppinger, Zobrist, Robertson, Pena from third to first, and it's Molina, the former Halo, behind the dish.
And Jose Molina has thrown out nearly 29% of would-be base stealers, but with David Price on the hill, he's done a nice job as far as calling the game. ERA with David and Molina together, 1.99, has thrown out 50% of would-be base stealers when these two work together.
Mike Trout set the lead things off. 1 for 4 last night. His 22nd home run of the year. .340 batting average, still leads the American League. 66 runs batted in. Miguel Cabrera is second in the batting average race at .327. He had the Tigers at the start of the day. The Angels will have their hands full with David Price tonight. A terrific season for him thus far. 1-0 pitch is cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. The one thing we saw from the Rays pitchers in all 3 games that weekend not too long ago, a lot of off-speed stuff. Each guy showcased a fastball on occasion, but a bevy of straight changeups from all 3 starters. This one fouled off to the right, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And one thing when you look at David Price, he just comes right after you with his fastball, though. Although he has thrown a lot more changeups. I mentioned that in curveballs and cut fastballs this year, but hides the ball. He's got good mechanics, although occasionally when he's overthrowing the fastball, he'll recoil and end up getting the fastball up in the strike zone. That's when, as a hitter, that's when you attack that pitch.
1-2. That is a called strike 3 on the outside corner, and there's the first out for the Angels here in the first.
That's that nasty cut fastball. Starts, looks like it's going to be a ball as a right-handed hitter, and he catches the corner. Molina does a good job of being able to set up that outside part of the plate and getting the call. Boy, it's pretty tough. As a hitter, you're giving up on that fastball thinking it's a ball, but that cut action allows it to bring it in and catch in the corner.
Torrey Hunter steps in. Back in his familiar 2 spot in the lineup. Takes a pitch down low. Torrey was in the 3-hole yesterday with Pujols getting the night off. Just a day off for Albert. Torrey ended up going 0 for 3. Was hit by a pitch. Hitting .294 on the year. 12 home runs and 56 runs batted in. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Price making his 8th career start against the Angels, 2nd this season. He had a complete game shutout on April 24th. A completely different team today than back on April 24th for the Angels. As this one's fouled off to the right, and it's 1-2. But in that ball game, he had 5 hits, or allowed 5 hits, struck out 6, and walked just 1. Let's quickly take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Tom Petty, well, I won't back down. You got to have that challenge with David Price trying to connect with that fastball, but you got to get on top of that plate, look for the hard stuff, and make good contact with that pitch.
Torrey goes down swinging on the breaking pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts for David Price. 2 outs.
A strikeout on a cut fastball. 2nd strikeout on a curveball from Price. Very good mechanics.
Here's Albert. Swings the first pitch and fouls it off. Pujols. 2 nights ago, a walk, a line out, a 3-run home run, an RBI double and a strikeout. 2 for 4. Hitting .280. 26 home runs, 82 runs batted in. Has 32 doubles on the year. 0-1 on the way. This one's out toward right center field. Hit pretty well. Upton He's got a beat on this one, though, as that pitch just got in on the hands enough. And Price returns the favor as the Halos go down in order. We will head to the second with no score. Doesn't have the red goatee, though. Scott Spezio throwing out the ceremonial first pitch and getting the big hug from Joe Madden.
That was awesome.
Kind enough to join us here at the broadcast booth. Great to see you again, man.
Hey, thank you. It's great being here.
And we had a chance to talk to you last year, and this is going to be pretty cool having the 2002 team kind of getting back together, especially for Saturday's induction.
I'm so excited to see everybody, and it's just going to be a great time. We're getting to, a lot of us are staying at the same hotel, and we're going to hang out here for 2-3 days.
Nice.
Yeah, Scott, I was wondering how often you get a chance to be able to talk to the guys from that 2002 World Series team.
A lot of them I haven't talked to since probably that year, but some of them I see, like Kennedy I saw quite a bit, and Timmy I've seen now a couple times, Percival, but there's a lot of them that you don't get to see, but as soon as you see them the first time, even if it's 10 years down the road, you feel like it's you start off right where you left off.
It's nice to see Joe Madden down on the field, and I know he impacted a lot of guys' lives, not only the big leagues but also the minor leagues coming up through the system.
Just an incredible guy, and just the knowledge, and he knows his stuff, he studies his stuff, and he's stuck with it, and that's why it paid off. And I told him I was proud of him. I love watching and rooting for these guys. I'm telling my girlfriend all the time, well, look, this was our pitching coach, and this is our bench coach, and this is my first base coach, my third base coach, Renicky, and geez, everybody's done so well, and it was such a great group of guys. That's the thing. We were truly a family, and I feel like every one of them is my best friend.
I mean, you had a ton of success in the postseason that year. In Game 6, when you go up to the plate, I mean, do you look for a zone, or were you looking for a certain pitch? I mean, you get a lot of those reports. You mentioned Joe Madden, who was so good as far as giving that information.
Yeah.
What do you do at that point? What are you looking for?
Right there, I was actually sitting on off speed after I had 2 strikes, because I knew this guy could drop a changeup or a slider on me, and so I knew I trusted my hands well enough to react if something came over the plate, and he kept throwing 97 away, and I kept fouling him off, just staying alive. And the only thing I was thinking was just trust your hands, get something. I was trying to drive the ball in the gap over here just to get a run on the board, and just try to get a little spark. And thank God Gene Autry was up there blowing it out.
Got it over that little short porch. That's perfect in right field.
I'll take it. It was so dramatic, though, because it was so high and nobody knew if it was going to go. And I think the only time in my whole baseball career where I was past first base, sitting there watching, praying, please God, please let it go. And then where the relief the exhilaration once I saw Sanders hit the wall, was unbelievable.
You know, last couple of days we've had Troy Percival and Garrett Anderson here talking about how this team, or that team, I should say, just didn't quit. Even when you guys were down at that point, you guys somehow just believed that you had the ability to come back and get back into that series.
We had guys with a lot of heart, and that's the thing is we trusted that if we didn't get the job done, the guy behind us was going to do it, and we were a team that we believed in getting the runners over no matter if you're a home run hitter or not, and we believed in sacrifice bunts and situations, things like that. So
Zobrist gets credit for a home run here. At least that's the call right now, and that's why Sosha's going to go on and talk things over with Al Porter, the second base umpire who ran out there and made the call. It looked like it hit the railing beyond the wall. And
exactly.
They might get together and review it. Or at least they're going to talk about it. Yeah. But if it stands, it's Zobrist's 13th home run, and the Angels will play from behind.
Okay, so you win that Game 6 in
right.
such dramatic fashion.
Yeah.
How did you get the guys and everyone get together and think, okay, wait, we got Game 7 to be able to play that very next day? I know that the feeling in the clubhouse has to be unbelievable, but the reality is you still have to go out and find a way to win Game 7.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. Like, once we came back and won Game 6, Game 7 was almost anticlimactic almost. It was weird. I mean, the last out and everything was unbelievable, but that game, I think we just had so much confidence going in, and we could just feel the energy in us, And when I came around and touched home plate and saw Fulmer and Gloss standing there, and then saw Mickey Hatcher with his hat backwards, in the dugout, and Erstad about tackled me, and I could just feel it. All of us had that spark and that ignition that we needed, and it just carried over into Game 7. And I think at Game 7, when I drove to the park, that was like the calmest I had been, through the whole playoffs. I felt so confident and just believed in the team, and we could sense that they were down over there too, but we just came out and we knew if we played our game, we had a good chance.
We're in the home run review right now. Ben Zobrist taking Dan Herron over the right center field wall. Here's a look at the shot, and blown up just a little bit. Alan Porter, as we pointed out, the second base umpire, went out there and made the call and signaled a home run.
It hit it in the fan's hand too, reaching. You don't know if he was over the wall or not. It's going to be a tough call.
And Joe Madd's looking across the social now. That's why we go through the ground rules.
That's why they were out there for so long. And Joe did not come out. He sent someone else out instead.
That's the worst, though, right there. When you're sitting there, you think you got a home run, and you
might get called back.
You never know. You're like, come on.
Here they come. It is a home run for Zobrist, his 13th of the year, and his 45th run batted in. So it's 1-0 Tampa Bay here in the second.
Now, you mentioned team. When you look at that team in 2002, we talked about the ability to come back, but you look like it was like 25 guys through the entire season. This felt they were not only teammates, but best of friends, and I think that's what helped you guys get through. Even there was, you made it as a wild card team. Oakland was on fire that year, but the reality is you guys played so well together. It seemed like everyone was pulling for each other.
I give credit to Soch on that. We started with, I think, the worst record in franchise history, and everybody was starting to squirm like, hey, who's getting sent down? What's going to happen? They're going to have to make some changes. He sat us down in Seattle, and we said, hey, you know what? I believe in you guys. I don't care if we keep playing like this. If you guys want to keep playing like that, I don't think that's the way you guys are capable of playing. But I'm sticking with you, and we're a team here, and we're family. And, one guy doesn't get it done, you come up behind him, you get it done. And if you believe in that and you play that way, your numbers will take care of themselves. You don't have to worry about it. You focus on the team, and everything else is gravy. And we followed his lead, but it was probably the most well-bonded team I've ever been a part of. It still is. I still call it my team. So I feel like we'd go out there and play right tomorrow, give it a good shot.
You've had a chance to continue to talk and maintain your relationship with Mike Scioscia. Do you think he has changed as a manager throughout the years? And everyone, there's a learning process for everybody. He was relatively new at that point. Obviously a long time skipper here. Do you think he's changed as a manager?
I don't get to see him, as far as many games, as I used to, of course. But he seems like when he walked in, he had been a manager, for years, and you would have never known that he was just beginning his, it was first year. And how many years did he manage in the minors? Was it 1? 2? Yeah, it wasn't much. So I mean, he as a catcher, I think, and with the Florida, he was a student of the game when he played, and I think he had that confidence of this is how I'm going to manage, and I know my stuff, and he stuck with it. I mean, that's same with Joe Madden. They believe in themselves and they believe in their players, and I think he's not only the same manager but the same person. He's just a great all-around guy. Always asking about my family, my kids. That's the first thing he's worried about. He's how you doing? How's your dad? How's your son? And how's the music? But he's just a great guy. It's awesome.
It's always great to get a chance to see you once again. I know Angel fans love hearing from you and seeing you once again.
They still like that highlight of that home run, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
I like it, too. I almost started crying out there. I'm like, oh.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve. We head to the bottom of the second. Zobrist's home run puts the Rays up 1-0. With his 13th home run of the season. Our thanks once again to Scott Spezio. He just loves talking baseball, loves talking about that 2002 championship team.
I'll tell you what, I mean, it's a feeling that those guys will never forget, especially being behind in Game 6, thinking you're not going to have that chance to be able to celebrate with your teammates, but to come back, spurred by Scott Spezio's home run, and then to win Game 7. Something those players on that team will remember the rest of their life. There's no doubt about that.
David Price had himself a 1-2-3 first inning, including a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to right center field off the bat of Albert Pujols. It'll be Mark Trumbo, Howie Kendrick, and Alberto Callaspo here to face David Price. And the first one is a little bit high. Mentioned Trumbo last night, his first multi-hit game since Wednesday's game in Oakland. 2 for 4. Couple of singles, hitting .289, 29 home runs and 74 runs batted in.
See that focused look from Mark Trumbo, facing a very tough pitcher in David Price, but liking the challenge of facing this staff from the Tampa Bay Rays.
That fastball missing inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And there's a lot of talk about how good this staff is for the Rays, and there's no doubting that is a very solid staff. And Trumbo and the rest of the hitters like the challenge of trying to attack these pitchers from the Rays.
He challenged him with that fastball and fouled it straight back to 1. Price is third in the American League in earned run average. It's the category that Weaver leads with a 2.22 mark. It's the last 25 games for the Rays pitching staff, a 1.73 ERA. Trumbo fouls it off to the right. Rays 9-4 in the month of August. They had a 7-game winning streak, which was snapped 2 days ago. They've lost their last 2 ball games. And the crazy thing about that that 7-game winning streak, that's the longest winning streak in season under Joe Madden.
That totally surprised me when you said that to me earlier today.
This one pulled foul. They had a season in which they ended, I believe it was with 5 consecutive wins, and then they started the next season with 3. But in season, that is their longest winning streak under Joe Madden.
Consider where they had to come from last year just to get to the postseason.
Winning record at home, winning record out on the road. 7 games over 500 in the American League East as Trumbo lifts this one high down the right field line. Roberts, the second baseman, makes the catch, and there's the first out here, the second. So with 1 out, nobody on, Howie Kendrick coming to the plate. Howie hitting .285 on the season. With 5 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Did not play last night, getting the night off. But 1 for 3 in Tuesday's game, including a hit by pitch as that ball sailed up and it glanced him just enough too on the forehead, but got the bulk of the lid of the helmet. This one's fouled off down the right field line.
Howie, a .382 career hitter versus Rays pitching. He likes hitting against a very good staff here, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Just off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned earlier that Texas defeated the Yankees. That 4-game series has come to an end. 10-6 was the final in that one. That one is strike 1 and 2. Oakland currently leading Kansas City 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Baltimore has just lost to the Red Sox 6-3. And the White Sox won today 7-2 up at the Rogers Center. Swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 3 for David Price, and he's got it working once again through the first 5 batters. Hey, join the Angels Wives tomorrow under the Big Red Hats as they host the annual Angels for Animals event from 5 p.m. through the 2nd inning. Mystery bags will be available, and fans can meet pets who are available for adoption from the OC Animal Care Center. For more information, just log on to angels.com/community.
I think the big thing against David Price, you have to look early in the count for fastball. He's throwing a lot of fastballs early. And then you got to try to make a good pass because that curveball he's been throwing, he's got 2 swing and misses on hard curveball down and in. Very difficult to make contact with. So he's a guy that establishes his fastball early, then starts utilizing his off-speed pitches.
An 0-2 count. 22 pitches thrown by Price thus far. 17 have been strikes. That one missed in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Castle had a couple of hits last night, 2 for 3 overall. Also drew a walk, hitting .245. Price and Weaver tied for the league lead in wins with 15. This one's out to the alley in left center field. That will split the outfielders. Upton trying to cut it off and does so to the backhand. He steps onto the warning track, and Cayasco is in at second with a 2-out double.
They had their fastball in from Price, tried to come back in with another fastball. This time Cayasco prepared for that pitch and hits it in the left center field. Try to sneak that fastball back in again, but we've seen Alberta from the left side and right side be able to be super quick on a fastball in the hands. Split the Iowa's 13th double of the year.
So a man in scoring position for Vernon Wells. Wells last night went 0 for 3, but picked up 2 runs batted in. Got one in that 5-run second inning, and another on the fielder's choice in the third. That one's just off the plate.
Again, as the hitters, and even whether you're at the plate or on that bench, you look for patterns from a pitcher, and we've seen a number of fastballs early in the counts for Price. It's a good fastball, very difficult one to catch up with at times, but you know it's coming.
This one down a right field line, but tailing foul into the seats. A ball and 2 strikes. Vernon puts this one out to right field. Joyce coming in. He'll make the catch. And the inning comes to an end as Callaspo's 2-out double stranded in scoring position. 2 in the books. Rays lead it 1-0. Ben Zobrist with his 13th home run of the season, a solo shot. That was in the second inning. Roberts, Molina, and Jennings here in the third for the Rays. Roberts, the former Arizona Diamondback, 207 with the Rays. A home run and 6 runs batted in as he puts this one out toward left field. Shallow, and Bernie comes in with a backhand, makes the catch. Jim Wolf, the third base umpire, hustling out there. And not an easy play on the little topspin lob out to left, 1 out.
Good read by Vernon coming in on that baseball. Tough play. You're in between playing it on the hop or coming in and committing to making the catch. Slides in and gets it just in front of the grass. Multiple Gold Glove winner in center field. As a member of the Jays comes in to make a nice play here in left field. Fans liking it. That's one of those plays too. If it gets by you, that's a triple.
Molina rolls this one to short. Ibar's got plenty of time. 2 outs. Hey, on Saturday, the Angels will celebrate the 10th anniversary of their first World Championship. Members of the 2002 championship team will be inducted into the Angels Hall of Fame. For more information and to purchase those tickets, log on at angels.com/anniversary. Sorry, man. I steal your thunder?
Yeah.
Figure since you've reached a certain age that I'd dial you back a little bit. Don't want to overwork you late in the season.
Yeah, that word anniversary, too. That's a number of years.
Desmond Jennings, a strikeout victim of the first, one of 2 strikeouts for Heron. Jennings is 0 for 1 as he looks at that breaking pitch in for a strike. Both teams with a hit. Rays with a home run. Zobrist. Halos with a double by Callasmo. The bottom of the third, the Angels, like the Rays here at the top of the inning, will have 8, 9, and 1. Ibar, Iannetta, and Trout to face David Price. Two balls and 1 strike. This one popped up on the first base side. Albert Pujols lifting into foul territory. Is there. He makes a catch as Heron retires the side in order for the second time tonight. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Rays. Producer retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Rays. Eric Ibar, Chris Iannetta, Mike Trout to face David Price. 3 strikeouts for Price, 1 hit. That was Callasmo's 13th double of the year, and it came with 2 outs in the second. Eric Ibar hitting .271 on the year after going 1 for 4 yesterday. It was his 4th triple of the season. He has 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in. A .323 hitter from the right side of the plate this year, 96 at-bats as he takes a fastball high. On base percentage from this side of the plate at .369 for Eric, compared to the .287 from the left side, and that's where he's hitting .252. Kappinger playing in at third, Pena doing the same at first base. Here's the 1-0. This one's in the air to left. Jennings back a couple of steps. 1 out.
so far, first time through the lineup. Price has been consistent with his fastball. 30 pitches thrown, 22 strikes. And every first pitch has been a fastball. And there's times to be patient. There's other times to jump on a fastball, especially if it's in your zone as a hitter, especially if you have power.
Here's Chris Iannetta. Last night picked up his 6th home run of the season. His one and only hit, 1 for 3. Had 2 runs batted in, however, hitting .214 now. 14 runs batted in. Two balls and no strikes. David Price right in the middle of the pack as far as strikeouts in the American League. Right behind James Shields, his teammate, who'll get the start tomorrow night. Max Scherzer leads the American League in punch outs with 178. 2-1. Price at the start of the day with 151, has 3 tonight.
He said he's not afraid to use his fastball, but his curveball is very good, very good as far as 11-5 type break. Not a normal 12-6 curveball.
Evens the count at 2-2.
And what we saw down in Tampa, as the game progressed, he started throwing more and more changeups. So he's getting a feel for his fastball early on. Then he starts utilizing his off-speed pitches.
2-2, bouncer towards short. Zobrist has it. 2 outs. So as Mike Trout will step to the plate now with 2 outs and the bases clear. We'll check out our monster leaderboard as it pertains to Mike Trout.
We've talked about how Mike Trout makes adjustments during the course of the game. First time up 277 batting average, which is not bad, but the second time around 389. Then by the third time around against pitcher, 438. Adjustments made, seeing more pitches, and looks for the out pitch for that pitcher on the hill.
Trout struck out looking on that cut fastball on the outside corner in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. That was Mike's first ever appearance against Price, and this one is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes.
And you notice that Mike Trout chokes up on the bat just a little bit. Allows him to get quicker through the baseball, even with a guy throwing 95 to 97, still feels comfortable getting through that baseball, especially if it's on the inner half.
Upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes.
And this is a very patient hitter, too, for a young hitter. Trout has made some adjustments as far as his stance and his approach. More straight up, allows him to have more power in his swing.
Three balls and a strike.
Pretty impressive with a 3-1 count. 684, including 4 home runs. Impressive thing also, 4 walks, so he doesn't expand his strike zone out of a spot where he can drive it.
He'll take the walk. Here's that ball. Ricochets off the shin guard of Molina. The man on with 2 outs of Torrey Hunter coming up.
David Price has allowed 10 stolen bases in 16 attempts. He has 1 pickoff. With this combination of Price and Molina, very difficult to steal. 4 stolen bases in 8 attempts. That's 50%. Molina has thrown out would-be base stealer. It's going to be difficult for Trout to be able to try to steal a base here against Price, even with that speed.
Take a shot, regardless, with 2 outs and Torrey at the plate at some point.
Yeah. I mean, that's this team's ability to win games is predicated around Mike Scioscia allowing Trout to energize the offense, and by doing so, getting into scoring position for Torrey Hunter.
38 stolen bases for Trout, 29 consecutive bags. American League record 45 by Ichiro. Good lead for Trout over at first. As Torrey takes down low. Hunter, a strikeout victim of the first, went down swinging. That cut fastball down and in.
Torres really had a consistent swing since the All-Star break. 345, a lot of base hits up the middle. He's able to hit the alleys, right center and left center.
Jennings and Upton with good speed play is shallow outfield as Torres takes a big grip. A breaking pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jennings in left, Upton in center. Torres pretty much straight up and right. Tapper foul. Price running it up there 97 miles an hour. One time 19-game winner. That was 2 seasons ago. 2.72 earned run average. A 34 starts last year, was 12-13 with a 3.49. This year has kicked it back up into a different gear. 15-4 record. One, 2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ten consecutive starts for Price of at least 7 innings.
I believe he's going to throw a curveball here. This might be the time you might see Trout moving.
2-2, pulled to short. Zobrist is there. He'll go the short way. The inning comes to an end. No runs, no hits, 1 left out. We're through 3, and the Rays are on top 1-0. Inning, 1-0 Rays, courtesy of the Zobrist home run. Solo shot in the second that Mike Scioscia had reviewed, and the call was upheld. Herron with 2 strikeouts, no walks. As Upton looks at a strike. DJ's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short in the first inning. Quickly an 0-2 count.
And up at 9 for 30 in his career versus Herron, but 4 in home runs.
I mentioned Upton's numbers against Herron, 310 overall. Jeff Keppinger, 7-for-14 coming to this one with a home run. This one's out toward left field and hit well. Vernon Wells is back, and it's going to be 2-0 Rays. Upton picks up his 14th home run of the season. So 2 solo shots allowed by Herron.
Well, that fastball was up. One thing about B.J. Upton, he doesn't miss many fastballs. That's his 5th home run now against Dan.
109th on the year by the Rays.
Now, if he throws the fastball and gets it down where Iannetta wanted it located, he has a chance to get him out, but then that ran over the middle of the plate and elevated.
Joyce takes the breaking pitch down and in. He had a fly ball to center field that ended the first. So Joyce is 0 for 1. '22nd home run that Herron has allowed this season. As Joyce pops it up. Eric Ibar was out in the shallow outfield grass to remain there to make the catch for the first out. Let's check out our AT&T trivia question for tonight. With 1 out here in the 4th inning. 3 pitchers have thrown perfect games versus the Rays since 2009. Which team has been no-hit the most in Major League Baseball history? There's Evan Longoria, the DH, grounded out to Callaspo. Now time is called as Herron was already into his windup.
That's the 2nd time the Rays have done it. B.J. Upton did it. Now Longoria here doing the same thing.
I mean, once you've already started the windup, does it? Chris Cuccione doesn't necessarily have to grant the time.
At that point, especially when the pitcher's going through his motion, it's very difficult to stop.
1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned Longoria has missed 85 games this year with that slight tear in his hamstring. He's still a station-to-station guy on the bases, limiting him defensively.
Yeah, he may play some defense when they get home. He'll be DHing here in this series.
He had a minor setback when on a rehab assignment, thus extending his stay on the disabled list. This one's lined toward the alley in right center field, and there's a base hit. He'll stay at first with a 1-out single. Longoria's always hit well here at the Big A, a .426 career average here. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He's on board. That'll bring up Zobrist, who homered in the 2nd. Herron so far 53 pitches, 35 have been strikes. Fastball is in at the knees. Mentioned the home run for Zobrist is 13th. It's the 10th from the left side of the plate. Average wise, a .246 average from the left, .280 from the right, but better power from this side. Count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 Rays here in the 4th. The Angels have managed 2 base runners against David Price. A double by Callaspo in the 2nd, a walk by Trout in the 3rd. This one yanks past Pujols down toward the corner. Hunter's on his way to cut it off. Does so. Longoria will head to 3rd. And it's a double for Zobrist, and he is 2 for 2 on the night.
He's been able to time the off-speed pitches. Inner half and turn on that pitch. Zobrist, I think that was supposed to be a split-finger fastball that was supposed to go tailing away. It stayed in the middle of the plate, and Zobrist all over it.
Mike Butcher's going to come out. Zobrist came in 3 for 24 in his career against Dan. A home run and a double. But this double is 29th of the year. So a conversation taking place with Keppinger, and the guy that we talked about earlier has got good numbers in his career against Herron, but whom Herron got to ground out to Ibar in the 2nd inning. Carlos Pena is on deck.
Very difficult to strike out. He's a guy that's going to put the ball in play. 15 strikeouts and 239 at bats for Keppinger. So you're looking for a ground ball in the infield prevent the run. And for Dan right now, you want to try to be able to limit the damage here, especially the way David Price is thrown early in the game for the Rays.
This one pulled past Kayaspo, just off his glove. Longoria will come in to score. Zobrist's being waved around. He will score, and it's 4-0 Rays. So Keppinger with a 2 RBI single. That's the 4th hit the Rays have picked up here in this inning.
Again, we mentioned Keppinger and his success against Heron, his ability to put the ball in play, ground ball just off the glove of the diving Kayaspo. Keppinger with a couple RBIs, giving him now 27 on the season.
He's on board, still 1 out here in the 4th. Carlos Pena, the batter. Pena struck out there in the 2nd. Breaking pitch, and that is pulled into right field. Torrey's going to play this on a hop. And the Rays teeing off on Dan Heron. Everything all of a sudden is up in the strike zone, and these guys are not missing it. That's 4 consecutive hits.
And this is a team that has been struggling, to say the least, as far as swinging the bat.
The Angels start to get some action going in their bullpen as well, as we take a look at this pitch and location.
He was trying to throw a slider on the outside part of the plate. And looking on inner half, a lot of cut fastballs over the years against these Rays hitters, and they're looking on that part, especially the left-handed batters.
This one out to straightaway center field, off the bat of Ryan Roberts. Trout makes the catch on the warning track. It's a sac fly as Keppinger will come in to score. It's 5-0. Check out our GoPro bullpen cam. The Angels have Jerome Williams warming up.
Number 28, catcher, Jose.
Ryan Roberts picks up his 7th RBI as a member of the Rays. 2 outs, a man at first for Molina. This one flipped down the right field line. Long run for Torrey, and that will fall in for a well-placed single. So the Rays have batted around here in the 4th as Pena ends up at third base. That's going to be it for Heron. He will last just 3 2/3 tonight. 5 runs in. Jerome Williams will be coming on in relief. So back-to-back starts for Heron, in which can't get out of the 4th inning. 3 1/3 against Seattle, 3 2/3 tonight. We've got ourselves a pitching change. We're in the 4th, and the Rays are on top 5-0. fiber from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Back out here at the Big A, we are still in the top of the fourth inning. Dan Herron done after 3 2/3. Responsible for the two guys on base. Pena standing at third, Molina at first base. As Jerome Williams takes over on the mound here. 2 outs, and he'll face the leadoff man, Desmond Jennings. 9th man to bat here in the fourth. Last outing for Jerome on Saturday, 5 2/3 scoreless. Did a terrific job, and that was also in relief of Dan Herron against Seattle. Jennings tonight 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop-up. The first one is a strike on the corner. Oh, and 2.
A couple of pretty good cut fastballs from Jerome. And work it downstairs a little bit better. Get an adjustment. You got 2-seam fastball down, and also same thing with his cut fastball.
Molina started to take off towards second, then stopped. Jose trying to get that running start. Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Halos will have to climb out from a deep hole, especially against a very tough pitcher, David Price, who looks like is locked in so far through 3 innings tonight.
Pineda going through the signs is just in case Molina goes here. Who's going to be able to cut that throw off, just in case they try a double steal.
1-2, got him swinging. The inning comes to an end. But 4, the Rays tack on 4 runs, and they do it on a lot of big hits against Herron. It's 5-0 Rays. Four against the Tampa Bay Rays, and there's an off/travel day on Monday. Off to Boston for the first visit of the season between those 2 teams, Red Sox and the Angels. Then off to Detroit for a 3-game set before returning home for a quick 3-game series beginning on the 28th. Angels with plenty of work to get done here against Price and the Rays, who David takes quite a long time in warming up between innings. He is a very patient guy as he gets his warm-up pitches in.
Well, the thing you tap into just the other day against Seattle, when King Felix was on the hill. The Angels were behind 5-0 in that game. A very good pitcher that King Felix came back in that one. Same thing here against Price. Plenty of time, but you have to bunch some hits together early here against him before he gets on one of his patented rolls.
Albert Pujols hit a fly ball to right center field in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Takes that pitch outside. And you figure now with a 5-0 lead, Price will continue with the fastballs that he has been kind of featuring through the first 3 innings. Fastballs and cut fastballs. Albert hits this one off the end of the bat into foul territory on the third base side. Keppinger in front of the dugout makes a catch, 1 out.
Well, looks like we saw last time in Tampa. More changeups as the game progressed. After first pitch fastball came in with a changeup. This time gets Pujols out in front.
Let's go back to our AT&T trivia question. And tonight we were talking about which team has been no-hit the most in Major League history, and it is none other than the Tampa Bay Rays. No, it's the Phillies, 18 times. Yeah, see, you thought it was
I had
the
the
Rays.
feeling it might have been the Fightins.
You did? Trying to throw you off there, big guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
They've lost a few games over there, over the times, the Phillies, more than anybody, I think, in the game history.
Now, the Rays have been no-hit 5 times, 3 perfect games, and 2 no-hitters. Edward Jackson and Derek Lowe on the no-nos. Felix Hernandez yesterday, Mark Burley in 2009, Braid in 2010 as Trumbo rolls it foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
You see the slugging percentage going down the last 25 for Trumbo as he's trying to get back his swing more consistently. 2-hit game last night. He's getting there, but he's still looking for that power swing.
Trumbo popped out to Roberts, the second baseman, in his second inning at bat. Fouls this one off to the right.
Just looking back over my book, the last double that Trumbo's had was July 17th. He's hit some home runs since that point, but the doubles and extra base hits for him has slowed down. Still getting his hits, starting to get his swing together again.
He goes down swinging here, and there are 2 outs. 4th strikeout of the game for Price. That'll bring up Howie Kendrick. We were talking about the perfect games with the Rays because of yesterday's perfect game by Felix. The first team, the Rays are now the first team in Major League history to have had 3 perfect games thrown against them in the regular season. The Dodgers have had 3 perfect games thrown against them in their history, but one of them was in the World Series. Don Larson. Kendrick grounds out, and the Angels go down in order. A shutdown inning for David Price. We're through 4, and the Angels trail it 5-0. grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Dodge. Top of the fifth inning, the Rays with 1 in the second, 4 in the fourth, lead at 5-0. Jerome Williams came on with 2 outs in the fourth inning, struck out Desmond Jennings, and he'll face B.J. Upton to start this fifth inning for Tampa Bay. Upton, Joyce, and Longoria. And it was Upton that got the scoring started for the Rays in the fourth inning. His 14th home run of the year. The second home run allowed by Herod in this game. Rays collecting 6 hits in that fourth. 4 singles, a double, and a home run. Aaron finishes up going 3 2/3, 7 hits, 2 home runs, 2 strikeouts, no walks, 5 runs all earned. Upton rolls it foul. Dan Herron's earned run average today goes up from 4.68 at the start of the day up to 4.90. Certainly still not the same guy that we saw or have seen here prior to this season. Heck, even the guy we saw in the early part, 3.5 weeks of spring training, who was throwing the ball exceptionally well.
He was unhittable in spring, and then that back issue came about. That last start you mentioned, Victor, is spring training.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Jerome. First out here in the fifth is in the books. That'll bring up Joyce, who popped out to Ibar last time up. 0 for 2 tonight. Off-speed pitch is just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The Angels have managed 1 hit. 2 base runners against Price. A double by Cayaspo in the second, a walk in the third. That was by Trout. Three balls and no strikes. Evan Longoria on deck. And a 4-pitch walk after a strikeout to Upton puts a man on for Longoria.
With Jerome on the hill and his ability to throw his 2-seam fastball, it's a perfect combination for a potential ground ball double play. Longoria not running well. He's into the 6 double plays this year. Check, make that 4 double plays so far this year.
0-1.
This Tampa team will run. They've got 102 stolen bases. Joyce with 4 in 6 attempts.
Oh, 2 count on Longoria. Rays led by B.J. Upton and Desmond Jennings in the stolen base category, each with 22. Elliott Johnson has 17. Fouls it off. The count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. That game in Kansas City is now final, so this is the only other American League game that's still ongoing. Oakland shut out the Royals by the score of 3-0. Oakland goes home to take on the Cleveland Indians. Texas goes up to Toronto for the Blue Jays. Longoria hits one out toward left center field, hit pretty well. Trout going back. All that is gone. A 2-run home run for Evan Longoria. fifth of the year. 7-0 Rays. Little breaking pitch that Longoria was out in front of, but that's just all upper body strength right there.
Yeah, that's because he doesn't have the lower body working right now. He's still battling some injury issues, but so strong upper body. His 5th home run. Especially when off-speed pitch to be able to generate that type of power. Gets it out to center field here, the big A.
3rd home run hit by the Rays tonight. There's Ben Zobrist who hit the first one. We'll look at a strike. The 15th home run that Jerome Williams has allowed this season. 23 games, 14 starts. This was back over the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Even though Longoria is not running as well, that presence he has in this lineup now is going to make Tampa that much more dangerous with that pitching staff they have.
Full count. Swing and a miss. Got him on the off speed. 2 down. Yeah, it was a lineup that Joe Madden had been kind of tinkering with, as we pointed out. Just going back through that weekend series when the Rays were here in July. Zobrist was in the 3 spot. Joyce batted in the cleanup spot. Keppinger in the 5 hole. Keppinger one game was the cleanup hitter. Joyce the cleanup hitter again. But now with Longoria back in there, settles that lineup down a little bit. Guys in roles now that they're more accustomed to, better accustomed to. Oh, 1 pitch. And this one's rolled over to 3rd. Caspo throws out Keppinger, and the inning comes to an end, but not before the Rays tack on 2 more on Longoria's 5th of the season. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. 7-0 Rays. Including his warm-up tosses. Evan Longoria picking up his 5th home run of the season, a 2-run shot, now giving him 26 runs batted in. And the Angels here in the 5th inning will have Caspo, Wells, and Ibar to face Price, looking for their second hit of the ballgame. Cayaspo has the first and only. That was back in the second as we go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
And back to the basics against David Price. I won't back down. You still have to have that same approach. Try to attack. Try to bunch some hits together. Plenty of innings to come back. As long as the bullpen can put some zeros up, you have that chance. But right now is the opportunity to be able to put those swings together with a guy right now who's been throwing a lot of fastballs early in the count.
Cayaspo singles just past the shortstop Zobra, so he has both hits tonight. Double and a single. Leadoff man is on board for Vernon Wells.
Couple good swings Cayaspo has had against David Price.
Vernon hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1. One 0 pitch outside. Off speed pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Up 7-0 here in the fifth inning. Jose Molino will start things over. 2 ball no strike count on Wells. Eric Ibar on deck.
Best way to get back in the game is have the pitcher walk a couple batters. It's a long discussion.
Three balls, no strikes.
If you're Vernon here, you're definitely going to take at least one pitch, try to get back in the game.
Three-0. That's a 4-pitch walk. So the first 2 have reached here for the Halos. Second walk issued by Price. Eric hit a fly ball to left field leading off the third inning, so he's 0 for 1. Cayaspo standing at second. Wells at first. Keppinger playing back at third base. Pena is just about even with the bag at first. Now Keppinger creeping in just a little bit. First one, Eric, is in there. 0-1. Eric perhaps taking that pitch a little bit high.
Cut fastball that stayed above the zone.
Ground ball to second. Roberts feeds over for 1 to relay on is in time. A double play. Cayaspo ends up at third base. So 2 outs and a man on for Chris Iannetta. Inetta grounded out to short in the third inning. 0 for 1. Oh, and 2.
Quite a few cut fastballs this inning from Price and changeups.
Inetta rifles this one foul. Count remains at 0-2. The Rays with run in the second, 4 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. Up 7-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Breaking pitch off the end of the bat, just past Alfredo Griffin. Top of the order, Mike Trout on deck. Another 0-2 on the way from Price. And this one is just down and away. Two and 2.
Well, that's still good life in that fastball from Price. That one at 97. Can sink his fastball away. Throws the four-seam fastball at 97. Also will cut his fastball. A lot more cut fastballs this year than he has ever in the past. Percentages of fastballs thrown before this year, right around 70%. This year around 62% of his pitches being fastballs. More of a complete pitcher. He's had a great year so far.
In the dirt, blocked by Molina. Full count now. Hey, you figure that's just part of the maturation process in the big leagues. After winning 19 games, 2 years, and I mean, still be pretty good as far as the overall numbers are concerned. But the losses were up last year, and then this year back to dominance.
Yeah, because as a hitter, even though it's a firm fastball, you can look nothing but fastball. You have a better chance of making contact. But when you have to deal now with a cut fastball, a two-seam fastball, a curveball, and a changeup on a consistent basis, it makes it more difficult to hit.
Now time is called as a beach ball that has popped down into the warning track in right center field. Full count with 2 outs and a man at third. Here's the 3-2. That is cut on it. Missed down goes Iannetta. And the inning comes to an end. 5 in the books here at the Big A. 7-0 Rays.
but tonight they have Zobrist in the second, and in the fourth inning, B.J. Upton, and then in the fifth inning, Evan Longoria to center field, 3 home runs hit for the Tampa Bay Rays, giving them 110 on the season now.
Seven 0 Rays here in the top of the sixth inning. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 left on for the Rays. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left on for the Angels. Bottom third, due up here against Jerome Williams. Jerome's got an inning and a third, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit. That was a 2-run home run. As Pena lays off. Pena 1 for 2 tonight, a strikeout and a single. He collected one of the 6 hits the Rays picked up in that fourth inning off Dan Hare. 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Pena at the plate. Overshift is on. Now with Kendrick out at shallow right field. Kayasma at the shortstop position. Been a struggle for Pena this season, a 191 average, and that has been a struggle for him for a couple of seasons now. Batting average, power numbers maintained for the most part. 15 home runs this year, 46 runs batted in, but came in batting just 191.
It seems to be when he gets up to the plate, he's just looking to try to do one thing, hit the ball out of the ballpark, and with his uppercut swing, very difficult to be consistent putting the ball in play. Because you can elevate a fastball and get it by him if you go upstairs with a 4-seam fastball, or he has a tendency to even chase breaking pitches in the dirt.
A batting average second lowest in the majors, just ahead of Justin Smoke of the Mariners. This one's lined down the left field side and tails foul. Smoke, of course, is no longer with the big club, the Mariners. Smoke was hitting 189 and has been since demoted. 12-year big league career for Carlos Pena. Originally a Texas Rangers draft pick. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, got him. 1 out. Strikeout number 4 for Jerome.
Well located, came inside with a 4-seam fastball at 94, getting a swing and miss.
Well, if you get Jerome too to limit that pitch count per batter, extend them a little bit longer in games, but you go, 2-2 to 3-2 on, especially on left-handed batters, before you get a strikeout or an out. As Roberts swings through the first pitch breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
Well, when Jerome stays downstairs in the strike zone, he is very effective, whether it's that cut fastball there you saw to Roberts, or you throw a 2-seam fastball down and in. You can get a lot of ground ball outs and give yourself a chance being there late in the game.
Two balls and a strike. Roberts with a fly ball to left and a deep sacrifice fly in the fourth. That's 3 balls and 1 strike. This is kind of what we were just talking about. The deep counts.
Sometimes Jerome goes away from the trust in his ability to be able to have sink on the fastball. Tries to be too perfect with the pitch. Utilize that pitch to contact 2-seamer.
Time to pop it up. Shallow right field, down the first base line it goes. Pujols makes the catch in foul territory, 2 down. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Nobody on for Jose Molina, the catcher. Molina's 1 for 2. He had a single, little bloop single down the right field line, extending his hitting streak to 7 games. First one of Jose is cut on and missed, 0-1.
Amazing the number of games that the Molina brothers have caught at the major league level, all very solid defensively.
Jose Lobatone, two catchers for the Rays. As the career games for the Molina brothers. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
All have won a world championship also.
This one looped out towards shallow center. Howie reaches up and makes a catch. And robs Molina of his second hit. A 1-2-3 inning for Jerome Williams. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Rays on top 7-0.
Boy, a good read by Howie going back on that pop-up. Was able to get that 3rd out. Home runs in the game. Evan Longoria's first since April 27th, and the Angels have only scored 8 runs in 7 games versus the Rays this year. We've talked about that pitching staff of the Rays, very consistent, but the offense for the Angels has been very consistent itself. Have to get back into looking for fastballs, because this is where we've seen the success rate for the Rays as far as utilizing their off-speed pitches and getting the hitters out in front.
7-0 Rays. David Price back to work. Bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Angels. Trout, Hunter, Pujols. Price with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits allowed. Callaspo owns both hits. 1 ball, no strikes. Trout's 0 for 1. Struck out looking in the 1st inning. Walked in the 3rd. Race on a fielder's choice. That walk came with 2 outs in that 3rd inning. Wonder if David Price having trouble seeing the sign. That's when Molina went back and put the fingers in that chalk that outlines the home plate area. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you don't see too often when the catcher puts the signs that far down, where you, as a first base or third base coach, you sometimes can pick up the sign.
Might have to invest in those Kurt Suzuki colored fingernail things that Kurt was featuring last season, earlier this year, I should say. 1-2. Called strike on the inside corner.
I remember over the years I had to have my catchers do that in the old Yankee Stadium. It was very difficult, to see the signs. It's not a comfortable feeling as a pitcher because you're caught in between and you don't want to cross up your catcher, especially if he's thinking an all-speed pitch is coming in, you throw a fastball.
Trout flips one down the right field line, foul. The count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
It's amazing what Mike Trout has done at the major league level here. His rookie year with 22 home runs. And you look over his career in the minors, it's 23. Now he's more of a straight-up stance that allows him to get through the baseball more with more power than more of a crouch stance before.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Trout arguing with Chris Cuccione, basically saying you can't have both sides of the plate, as the 2-strike pitch seemed like it was in off the plate. 1 out.
It's that backdoor cut fastball. And that's just off the plate. Got him in the first inning. Same pitch. The other one was a little bit closer to the corner. And if you're a hitter and somebody's throwing that cut fastball that starts off the plate, we showed it in the first inning how difficult it is for a hitter to even think it's going to be near the strike zone. You give up on it.
Torrey fouls it off to the right. Two balls and a strike. Torrey 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a fielder's choice. Last start that Price had here at the Big A, June 6th of last year. Picked up the win, gave up a run on 5 hits. Struck out 7 in 7 innings. Tyler Chatwood is on the mound for the Angels. This one rolled to short. Ben Zobrist is there. 2 outs. Folks, on Saturday when the Halos take on the Rays at 6:05, kids 2 to 14 in attendance will receive a C.J. Wilson backpack courtesy of Safe at Home while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. They're all thrilled to get back to school.
Well, there's no question.
I, for one, am looking forward to first day of school.
Mine have already been back for 3 days. And they're loving it already.
And you look relaxed. Albert looks at a strike. It's 0-1. Pujols 0 for 2. A fly ball to right center field. And a pop-up in foul territory to the third baseman, Keppinger. Breaking pitch. And this is outside. Two and 1. Last win for Price. Last time out on the 11th at Target Field against the Twins. 2 runs in 7 innings. As Albert fouls this one off to the right. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2 of the leading candidates for the AL Cy Young are in this series here. Jared Weaver and David Price. Both having outstanding years.
Jared will be going tomorrow night against James Shields. C.J. Wilson, Alex Cobb Saturday. Zach Greinke, Matt Moore on Sundays. That pitch missed in, and it's a full count. With Trumbo on deck.
Well, Price has been on a roll. 7-0 in his last 10 starts, an ERA under 2 at 1.89.
Three-two on the way. This is chopped towards short. Zobrist has it going to his left. A 1-2-3 inning for Price. Third time tonight. He's retired the side in order. 6 in the books, 7-0 Reds.
You can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
Top of the 7th, the Rays lead this one 7-0. 5 runs given up by Dan Herron, 2 thus far by Jerome Williams. He's gone 2 1/3 so far. He'll face the top of the order here in the 7th inning. Jennings, Upton, and Joyce. 39 pitches thrown by Jerome. The 40th is in for a strike. Jennings was the first batter that Jerome faced in the 4th inning when he came on with 2 outs and runners to the corners and got him to swing and miss. Desmond's 0 for 3 as he swings through that one. 0-2 count.
Been chasing that slider and breaking pitch in the dirt. Weavy's definitely making a mental note of that. If Jennings is in the lineup leading off tomorrow against Weaver.
Off the end of the bat towards second. Howie has it. 1 out. 6 in a row retired by Jerome since giving up that home run to Longoria in the 5th.
That's the one thing you do as a pitcher is prepare for your start. The next day you look for tendencies, see what the hitters are swinging at, chasing, and what pitches they're seeing well. Gives you an advantage. And they're charting the game.
This one chopped over to third. Callaspo has it. Upton is out number 2 here in the 7th. Two quick outs for Jerome Williams. That'll bring up Matt Joyce, the right fielder. Joyce is 0 for 2. Fly ball to center, popped to short, a walk. Run scored. It's the only walk that Jerome was allowed. The only walk by Angels pitching. Herron didn't walk anybody. 2 strikeouts and 7 hits. Allowed 2 home runs. And that 4th inning just it blew up on him. He had a 1-2-3 first. Gave up the home run with 1 out in the 2nd. Got the next 2 guys out. Had a 1-2-3 third.
He had real good command with all those pitches, too, into that fourth inning. Hitting his spots well. He had a couple good split finger fastballs prior to that fourth.
2-2. This one's popped up. Shallow left. High bar going out. Wells calls them off. A 1-2-3 inning for Jerome. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. 7-0 Tampa Bay. Subscribe to MLB.tv today, and you can take advantage of new low pricing and see every remaining Angels out-of-market games live online at HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. A couple of changes for the Tampa Bay Rays. Ben Zobrist, the shortstop, moves from short to second base. Elliott Johnson takes over at the shortstop position. There's Ben, who got to start at the shortstop position today. Johnson is over there now. Here in the bottom of the 7th to face David Price, it's Mark Trumbo, Howie Kendrick, and Alberto Callaspo. Trumbo's 0 for 2, a pop up and a strikeout. Johnson will go in Robert's spot in the order, the 8-hole.
Johnson also brought out the lineup card to start the game and went over the ground rules with Mike Scioscia. That's what Mike was laughing about early on, looking over Joe Madden.
Two balls and a strike. Price has thrown 86 pitches, 54 have been strikes, 87 pitches, pardon me, 54 have been strikes. Three and one. 6 punch outs and 2 walks. The product of Vanderbilt University, the first overall selection back in 2007 by the Rays. Full count.
Not wasting a whole lot of time as far as walking around the mound now, if they can just get on the same page as far as seeing the signals.
Breaking pitch, line to left. Left that pitch up. And Trumbo tomahawks that pitch for a leadoff single. Second time tonight, the Angels have had their leadoff man reach.
Stayed back on it just enough. High breaking pitch. Kept his balance. Able to bring his hands up. Trumbo does have quick hands, especially on elevated pitches, whether it's a fastball or, in that case, a hanging breaking pitch.
Howie Kendrick steps up 0 for 2. Strikeout in the second, grounded out to Roberts, the second baseman, in the fourth inning. One and 0. Foul off to the right. A ball and 2 strikes.
Go with that backdoor cut fastball once again.
Hit by Trumbo leading off the seventh inning. Just a third allowed by Price tonight.
Trumbo now with a 5-game hit streak. That base hit.
Swing and a miss. Got him with the off-speed pitch. 1 out.
Price with outstanding stuff. That big breaking pitch. Well, you have to try to gear up to the fastball, but he has sharp break to it. Another swing and miss for him. Now 7. The ball exceptionally well.
Callaspo twice has been on board against Price at double. In the second inning, a single leading off the fifth. So he's 2 for 2. Trumbo with a short lead at first base. Now it gets by Molina. Mark will advance to second on the wild pitch.
Come on, you gotta send
6 wild pitch Price has thrown this year.
Not exactly textbook as far as blocking pitches. The Angels have a man in scoring position with 1 out here in the 7th. Halos tonight 0 for 3 with a man at scoring position against Price. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just got a piece of that one. Way out in front on that off-speed pitch. Price, being the workhorse that he is all right, getting up into the 110, 120 pitches thrown in a game situation. Jim Hickey on the right, the pitching coach, and Joe Madden checking things out. Vernon Wells is on deck. Chopper to the left side. Elliott Johnson comes charging in. And he fires to first to get Callaspo 2 down.
For a power pitcher, Price does a nice job as far as getting ground balls. His ground ball to fly ball ratio very solid, nearly 2-1. Also amongst the leaders, talked about wins and ERA, but innings pitched, so he's a guy that will be out there deep in a ball game.
.100 pitches thrown so far by Price as well. Steps up. Burton's 0 for 1 with a fly to right and a walk. Looks at a strike. Oh, 2.
Wonderful throw him that curveball in the dirt right here. Shook off a couple, looked like fastballs that Jose Molina wanted inside. And what's that cut fastball on the outside corner?
Got him swinging. The inning comes to an end. A leadoff single. Stranded at third. We are through 7. Rays lead at 7-0.
Game, the Rays with the power swing. Zobrist, B.J. Upton, with Evan Longoria, 3 home runs, up and build a 7-0 lead. And David Price has been outstanding. He's got 8 strikeouts. He's had a good curveball, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and a solid cut fastball. Get some swing and misses so far in this game. 7 shutout innings for David Price. It's 3 hits allowed.
Here in the top of the 8th inning, Jerome Williams to face Longoria, Zobrist, and Keppinger. One ball, no strikes. Longoria 2 for 3, a single and a 2-run home run. That was off of Jerome in the 5th. Burke Badenhoff up and loosening now for the Rays. One, two. Swing and a miss. Down goes Longoria. And the strikeout is recorded. One out.
Boy, Jerome's able to utilize that off speed, split finger fastball. They get a swing and miss from Longoria. When he's got to chase a pitch, that's very difficult for him to make contact. He's looking for something elevated in the strike zone so he doesn't have to put that much pressure on him.
Strikeout number 5 for Jerome as Zobrist takes the breaking pitch down low. Zobrist tonight also 2 for 3. A home run in the second, a solo shot, a double, and a run scored in the fourth. He struck out against Williams in the fifth. Sharply hit, but right to Albert. Wave off Jerome. 2 outs. Bring up Keppinger, the third baseman. David Price, 7 shutout innings. Done for the night. Rays pitching with 30 consecutive shutout innings against the Angels here at the Big A. Angels scored 3 runs in that Friday game on July 27th in the third inning. And 0 since. Remember the back-to-back shutouts, 3-0. That was Matt Moore on Saturday. 2-0. It's Jeremy Hellickson on Sunday. That was Zach Greinke's first start as an Angel.
Tough matchup tomorrow with James Shields with his very good changeup himself.
Called strike 3. And the inning comes to an end. A 1-2-3 inning for Jerome Williams. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 7-0 Rays. It's Burke Badenhoff, the right-hander, takes over for David Price, and Price was as advertised tonight.
Really effective once again. Badenhoff, fastball, 87-92, slider, changeup. Again, back to David Price. Just had a great fastball early in the game. Established said even not necessarily throwing first pitch strikes with his fastball, but he had a good cut fastball on the outside part of the plate against some tough right-handed batters tonight.
Eight, 9, and 1. Ibar, Iannetta, and Trout. Ibar swings the first pitch, bounces one over to second base. Zobrist throws him out. 1 pitch, 1 out to start this 8th inning. Iannetta is 0 for 2 with a ground ball to short and a strikeout. David Price tonight with 7 innings. Gave up 3 hits, struck out 8, walked 2. No runs allowed. Iannetta lifts this one out to right field. 2 outs. Steven Geltz is up and loosening for the Angels. Looking to make his first major league appearance. He's had a couple of times he's seen action in the bullpen, but has not busted through the gates as of yet.
Got to believe this is going to be an opportunity for him to get that experience at the major league level.
Mike Trout looks at a strike. And if that is the case, Jerome Williams, another good outing for him in relief, 4 1/3, 1 hit. That was the home run to Longoria. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 runs, both earned. No balls and 2 strikes on Trout, who's 0 for 2 tonight. A couple of strikeouts and a walk.
Both times he struck out looking on cut fastballs that caught the outside corner.
This one looped out to center field. It's a base hit for Trout. 2 out single. Puts a man on for Torrey.
Still on base twice once again. He had a walk. Now a base hit. It's inside out. That fastball had some good running action too. They're able to tuck his hands in. Chokes up on the bat enough to have good control of the bat and quick through the baseball.
Oh, 1. Torrey's 0 for 3. Strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a ground out. In the air to right. Joyce moving to his left is there. And the inning comes to an end. 8 complete. Rays lead this one 7-0.
4. Strike throw himself, 153 strikeouts versus Jared Weaver, 15-2. ERA 2.22, 4-1 in his career against the Rays with an ERA 2.47. Both these guys have outstanding changeups. Both are around the strike zone. Both work very quickly.
Here at the top of the 9th inning, the Halos down 7-0, and it's Steven Geltz making his major league debut.
He's got a good fastball, too. He's up there to low to mid 90s. Good slider, changeup. Great numbers in the minor leagues. 40 games, ERA 2.09.
Non-drafted free agent. That's how he signed back in 2008 out of the University of Buffalo. And has skyrocketed through the system. We saw him in spring training. Threw the ball well. Not an overly big guy, but certainly not afraid. And he'll come right after hitters.
Well, that's always difficult when you make that debut, just to try to breathe. Just slow it down. Butterflies. We're cruising at this point. 60 punch-outs and 51 2/3 innings pitched in the minors.
Breathing a huge component.
I'll tell you what, it's very difficult. That first batter, very, very difficult. I remember it well.
How was it?
4 pitches out of the zone.
4?
It's Brett Butler, yes.
Were you nervous? Were you afraid he was going to bunt?
No, I just couldn't breathe.
You couldn't breathe?
No.
Just for that split second, you forgot to breathe.
I don't know how I forgot at that point.
Isn't that one of your Hyundai keys to the game?
I've used it.
Breathe?
Yes.
Carlos Pena to lead things off here against Geltz. First fastball is cut on and missed. Pena, Roberts, and Molina. When we had told you about the defensive changes earlier, Johnson took over at shortstop. Zobrist moved to second. Roberts moved over to third, and that's why Elliot Johnson was batting in that 8th inning. Roberts still in the game. Keppinger is out of the ball game. Pena 1 for 3 tonight with a single back in the 4th. He has struck out the other 2 times up. One ball, 1 strike. Geltz working out of the bullpen for this first time in his big league career. Scott Downs on the disabled list is eligible to come off on Saturday.
Yeah, he threw a simulated game, threw the ball extremely well. He said he felt great. Saturday looks like the day he may be activated.
Jordan Walden had another rehab outing today, and he pitched a 1-2-3 inning as well. There's Scott.
So he's been waiting for this opportunity. The first few times out, thrown out of the bullpen, just getting a feel again. But this today, baseball really good as far as hitting his spots.
Hey, do you think Downsy saw your baseball card the other day on your birthday and said, you know what, I think I'm going to grow the hair out like Goofy?
I'm sure that's what he did. I'm sure that's what he was thinking of.
Breaking pitch missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Geltz has been up here since last Saturday. Started the year at AA, went 3-0, had 6 saves and a .36 ERA in 21 appearances. Full count. Man, spinning image. Minus the Oakley blades.
Definitely, there's no question.
Way upstairs, that's a walk. So Pena reaches on the base on balls. First batter that Geltz faces in the big leagues. And here's Roberts. Told you the numbers for Geltz at AA, that he was promoted to AAA Salt Lake June the 1st. Went 0-1 there with 3 saves and a 3.76 ERA in 19 appearances. And now has faced 1 batter in the big leagues. Pena with a big lead at first, and Pujols plays behind him here. Roberts hits one in the air to left center field. Trout is tracking this one. 1 out. Roberts 0 for 3 on the night. Did have a sac fly in the 4th. As Pena heads back to first.
Number 28, catcher, Jose Molina.
Great story at Stephen Goutz's. There are guys that go unnoticed in college and or playing in schools such as the University of Buffalo, where scouts don't get a chance to see him or don't feel like they could project a young man like this. But it's good that organizations, whether they give them an opportunity or even suggest the opportunity to go to independent ball and kind of get some innings under their belt, see if they do have what it takes to pitch in the minor leagues at the professional level.
Pitching always a premium, whether you're right hand or left hand. If you could throw strikes, hit your spots, have one or two secondary pitches, you get a swing and miss, but you get a chance.
Three balls and no strikes. Molina 1 for 3, had a single in the fourth. This one's foul back, full count. Swing and a miss. Down goes Molina. First big league strikeout for Stephen Gouts. 2 outs.
After falling behind 3-0 to Jose Molina, he gets his first major league strikeout.
Desmond Jennings looks at a strike. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Oh, and 2. Pena with a leadoff walk stands over at first base. Angels in the bottom of the ninth let Pujols trouble with Kendrick as Jennings breaks his bat. Loops one out to left field, and the inning comes to an end. So Stephen Gouts makes his major league debut. A walk, a fly to center, a strikeout, and a fly ball to left as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Rays leading this one 7-0. right-hander takes over for Burke Badenhop. Badenhop went 1 inning of scoreless baseball. He allowed a hit to Mike Trout. Here in the ninth, Davis to face Pujols, Trumbo, and Kendrick, barring a pinch hitter. 37th game for Davis. 1-0 record at 2.54 ERA. The converted starters. You see his numbers there at the bottom. 23 total wins as a starter. He's done a nice job out of the bullpen for Joe Madden. Pujols tonight is 0 for 3. Fly ball to right center field. A pop up to third and a ground ball to short. One pitch in the dirt. The loss tonight, assuming the score holds here, barring a huge comeback by the Angels here in the ninth inning. Halos will fall to 7 games back in the West. Texas winning tonight. This one's fouled off to the right.
When you look at it, we talked about feeding off back-to-back starts of 7 innings pitched. And falling behind here early and not getting the length out of a starter in Dan Herron tonight. It's very difficult to come back at times, even though the offense has been pretty consistent of late, but not against the Rays staff. It has not.
Yeah, once that 4th inning kind of blew up, a 5-0 deficit, a very good offense facing in a very, very good pitcher in David Price, who was on his game once again tonight, which makes it that much more difficult. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dan Herron will take the loss as he goes 3 2/3, giving up 5 runs, all earned on 7 hits, including 2 home runs. This one down to left. Jennings moving over. 1 out. So tomorrow night, the Angels will turn the ball over to their ace, Jared Weaver. James Shields will get the start for the Rays.
Mentioned both those pitchers have great change-ups. They do everything well. They field their positions well. Both have very quick moves to first base, slow down the running games. Should be a fun pitching matchup for sure tomorrow night.
There's the guy that they call Big Game James. It's Trumbo. Fouls back the first pitch.
From Hart High School in Santa Clarita.
$10-7 this year with a 4.02 earned run average. And his name is all over the place in the non-waiver trade deadline, July 31st. Ball into strike. Trumbo 1 for 3, had a single in the 7th. One and 2. If the Angels remain scoreless here in the ninth inning, that will be 32 consecutive scoreless innings against Rays pitching for the Angels. Here at the Big A, 3 straight shutouts.
It doesn't get any easier as the series progresses, too. James Shields, Alex Cobb, another guy with a very good changeup himself, and then Matt Moore.
He went around, says the home plate umpire. 2 outs. So the Halos down to the last out here in the ninth. Angels this season have been shut out 11 times. Howie lines one out to right field. Joyce is going back on this one, and it is over his head. A one-hopper. As Howie ends up at second with a 2-out double. For Kendrick, it's his 18th of the year. And Kayaspo will come up. Alberto 2 for 3 tonight with a double, a single, and a ground ball to short. One 0 pitch upstairs. No, strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just above the top of the strike zone according to our box tracks.
One from Davis. That's 1 and 2. Alberto fouls off fastball that was up.
More apt to try to chase that pitch after the umpire had called one at the top of the strike zone.
Rays looking for their 64th win of the season. A win tonight would give them a 64-54 record. A loss for the Angels would put them at 62 and 57. 2-2. Howie Kendrick standing at second base, a 2-out double for him. Two on the way. Another foul ball back. Castro trying to get that knock and snap that shutout string leading into tomorrow night's game. This one soft liner to second base off of Zobrist, but he recovers and he'll throw out Castro as the Halos drop this one by the final of 7-0.
When Zobrist got the scoring going in the second, BJ helped with a home run. Evan Longoria with a home run, 3 home runs hit by the Rays today, and David Price was outstanding, winning his 16th game of the year. Very tough one. Dan Herron started off strong, but then a 4th inning Rays had some good approaches and got some big base hits against them.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Mike Scioscia says about Dan Herron starting. For that and much more, stick around for Chris McGee, Jose Mota, Tim Salmon, as they will have all that and much more on Angels Live post-game edition, as it is coming up next. The Halos dropped this one by the final of 7-0.